Allah says, Shahru Ramadan, the month of Ramadan. The meaning of the ayah. The month of Ramadan, الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. In it, the Quran was revealed. And notice there's takhsis of the shahr with the Quran, but not just with the Quran. And Allah says, أنزل فيه. As in this month, one of the things is the Quran. على جلالة القرآن. Though the Quran is the greatest thing. لكن still أنزل فيه القرآن. وفيه إن also you have Laylatul Qadr, you have things that you know and you have things that you don't know. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه. So as if Ramadan now became the wi'a, or became the place that in it Allah sent the Quran. Well, obviously this is a special takreem for the month. طيب. هدى للناس. Al-Quran now, Ramadan and the Quran that came in Ramadan is a matter of guidance to people. Ramadan is huda also. Linnas, to all people. And nas means everyone, all human beings. It doesn't matter, Muslim, not Muslim, atheist, not atheist, that makes no difference what people believe. And nas are everyone, human beings. Well, this ayah is ajiba because it only comes two ayahs, amazing yani, because it only comes two ayahs after Allah says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu kutiba alaykumus siyam. O you who believe, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, siyam kutiba alaykumus siyam. Siyam is prescribed upon you. Just two ayahs down. Shahru Ramadan, alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran, hudan linnas. Even the month of Ramadan is hudan linnas. Ajib, one says linnas, one says Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe. Oh, maybe we should stop here a little bit to see why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mention these things in a sense. One in takhsis, one in restriction, in a sense khitab khususi, or a special address to those who believe, versus the other one is for everyone, all people. You still have guidance, you still have hudan linnas, bayyinatin, you have bayyinat, you have clearance, you have criterion, furqan, all these things. Well, usually الحقيقة before we even start in Ramadan تتزاحم فيه المدارس الحقيقة. Really, يعني in reality the madrasas of Iman, I'm not saying just one madrasa, are really crowding up in the month of Ramadan. يعني أنت you have for example the madrasa of Siyam, وهي مدرسة إيمانية. It's an Imani madrasa. يعني مدرسة of صبر, meaning here إنما يوفى الصابرون أجرهم بغير حساب. Those who have sabr, Al-Quran Kareem say, Allah will reward them limitlessly. بغير حساب. Who's counting? Most of the mufassirin say الصابرون in this ayah means الصائمون, those who fast. يعني as if Allah is saying إنما يوفى الصائمون أجرهم بغير حساب. والحقيقة العرب, يعني Arabs use the language in this way. يعني sometimes يطلقون على الكل الجزء وعلى الجزء الكل. They say about something that's about a person of a tribe, the tribe. Well, he's not the tribe, he's just one man of the tribe still. And sometimes they talk about the tribe meaning only one person. Oh, that's kinds of the balagha و bayan of the Arabs in a sense. طبعا والقرآن الكريم إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربية. And therefore first you have the madrasa of sabr there in Ramadan, and it's crowding up in a sense, competing with the other madaris. You have the madrasa of ikhlas. Now you have a school of sincerity that comes and teaches you what Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and hadith fi sahihain, you all know it, where he says man qama ramadana imanan wa ihtisaba. What do you mean imanan wa ihtisaba? Man sama ramadan imanan wa ihtisaba. What do you mean imanan wa ihtisaba? You do siyam. La, lakin siyam is different from siyam. There is siyam, you abstain from food and drinks, and there is siyam imanan wa ihtisaba. That siyam is coupled with the iman in Allah, and that the reward is only with Allah, and you are fasting for Allah, with Allah, by Allah, to Allah, and you are always conscious and present with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What does that do? This is the madrasa of tawheed, madrasa of ikhlas, madrasa of ikhlas. Sitting right there with the madrasa of sabr, for example. Now also you have another madrasa crowds up also the scene. I don't mean crowding up in the sense of crowding, like in competing, And today we have to also make sure we don't say things and then they say, oh, you didn't say that. No, المعنى في قلب الشاعر حبيبي. It's meant, you take it, you assume it on the best case scenario, not on the worst case scenario. لأن الإمام الشافعي says, others, the Arabs, they say in their words عام, but they mean خاص, and they say خاص and they mean عام. You have to see the intent. And today we don't live in that world of what is the intent. We live in a world of snippets. He said this, let's get him. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Maybe this is a training also for the day of judgment. So we watch what we say. لكن الكمال للأنبياء, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave infallibility to the prophets, not nobody else. We all will make mistakes. And may Allah forgive us for our mistakes that we make consciously or unintentionally as well, that we don't know. Ignorantly or intentionally. طيب. Also then the other madrasa, you have the madrasa of Quran. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. يقول القرآن مدرسة. Madrasat al-Quran, you're going through the qiyam, right? And you're going through the ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or you see the massive spiritual atmospheres opening through the Quran. One ayah is taking you this way, one ayah is taking you that way. One ayah is illuminating the east, the west, the south, the north, up, down, and you see the illumination everywhere and illuminating your path, so you no longer are lost. Madrasa of Ramadan. طبعا that's why I said I don't want to spend too much time here, because I came a bit late and I apologize. Lakin in general, the madaris of Iman or the madrasas of Iman are competing in the month of Ramadan, availing themselves to who? Not necessarily to الناس, to يا أيها الذين آمنوا. And that's why that khususi khitab comes. Allah says, Ya ayyuhan ladhina amanu. Verses, He's telling you in the verses, 2 verses down, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس, to all الناس. طبعا, you say, how come Allah is the Lord, رب الناس, إله الناس? Why doesn't He give all the opportunity? لا, He gives, Habibi. It's not the giving here, it's the reception. Not the giving. لا, الاستعداد, الاستقبال, meaning the reception. What does that mean? That you have rain come. You have rain coming. Well, rain doesn't matter. There's no distinguishing. It comes. Part of the land, you see it solid. Rain comes, doesn't absorb anything. Rain comes, just hits, goes down. Other kind of land, as if it's opening its mouth, the soil is almost as if it's opening its mouth to the rain. It's waiting to be quenched from that thirst, and it wants even more, and give me more. Some vary, some are in the middle. There is ard sabikha, for example, ard that cannot take anything, and you have وَتَرَى الْأَرْضَ هَامِدَةً. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, you see earth hamida, there is nothing on it. فَإِذَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْهَا الْمَاءِ, if we send water on it, اهتزت وَرَبَتْ وَأَنبَتَتْ مِنْ كُلِّ زَوْجٍ بَهِيجٍ. Allah ta'ala says, you see the earth still. Once, Allah says, the meaning of the ayah, once we send water on it, and the water, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ, water is life. As if the ayah is saying before, al-ard hamida. Hamida means still. It means there's no movement, as if it's dead. فَإِذَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْهَا الْمَاءِ, when we now throw water or send water on it. And water is life. Dead and life. Life comes. يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي ويرزق من يشاء بغير حساب. سبحانه وتعالى. Dead, he sends life on it. Allah says اهتزت وربت. اهتزت means moved, as if it's shaking by that life. That water that came on it made it start shaking, as if it's dancing in a sense. وَرَبَتْ, and grew. وَأَنْبَتَتْ مِنْ كُلِّ زَوْجٍ بَهِيجٍ, and it give you plants, in couples, in multitudes, and they're bahij, they're beautiful, they're full of life, they're full of colors, they're full of diversity, they're full of benefits. There's bahij in it, something really pleasant, something really beautiful. Verses until you say, for example, that's the earth like the heart of the mu'min now. And that's why Allah says for the Quran, أَوَمَنْ كَانَ مَيْتًا فَأَحْيَيْنَاهُ. Those who are dead, now to the human beings, فَأَحْيَيْنَاهُ. We gave them life. How did we give them life? With this risala, this deen, this ilm. طيب. That's one thing here that I think we need to stop at. Another thing here, طبعا the earth or the soil that's not receptive cannot really, no matter how much you send on it, and you, like they say in English even, you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. You can't make him drink. Take him to the water, all you want, put him in front of the ocean, not just the water, right? There's not no drinking. You say ocean has salt water, but anyway, take him to another bad example, other thing. Well, another day you have to. طيب خير إن شاء الله. Like, that's why the Quran al-Kareem mentions what? He mentions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions to the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alayhi wa sallam, وَسَوَاءٌ عَلَيْهِمْ أَأَنذَرْتَهُمْ أَمْ لَمْ تُنذِرْهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. It's equal whether you, Ya Rasulullah, not someone like me and you. No. You, Ya Rasulullah, whether you give them warning or you don't, it makes no difference. It makes no difference. لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر. شوف في ياسين إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر. The real warning, those who benefit from the warning, are those who من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب, and is conscientious of Allah in privacy. That's the one that benefits. You can read the Quran 3 times in Ramadan. Lakin if there is no اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب, and you're conscientious of the Creator subhanahu wa ta'ala in privacy when no one sees you, not when everybody sees you, subhanallah, mashallah, all these things. لا. وخشي الرحمن بالغيب, and has that khashya, conscientiousness of Allah in privacy. I would like people who come forward to please don't come forward and not moving city. So for whatever reason, it bothers me. I'm just weak. I lose my train of thought. So if I see too many movement in the front, it sort of doesn't. I lose my train of thought, and that's my weakness. Barakallahu fikum, ya Hisham. We are Ryan both. Barakallahu fikum. Another thing also, because اللي يعيش في نعمة, يعني the one who has ni'mah does not usually appreciate the ni'mah. Those who live in bounty of Allah, and we all do. If Allah gave someone health, wealth, knowledge, skills, usually people don't appreciate what Allah gives them. They always look for something that they don't have, and they only realize what they had if they lose it. Once they lose it, والله يا أخي هاي يعني الصحة والفراغ نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس. صحة, health, and having some time are 2 ni'mas that many people are cheated out of because they don't appreciate them. Health, that you have health. That health, wallahi, if you try to spend billions of dollars, you may not be able to get it. Allah gave you eyes, Allah gave you sight, Allah gave you hearing, Allah gave you this, Allah gave you that. These are ni'mas, and therefore they say always qayyid al-ni'ma bil-shukr. If you want to keep the ni'mah Allah gave you, the endowment or the bounty Allah gave you, you can, the only way you restrict it or you have it is through thankfulness, being thankful. Why? Because usually when you have something you don't really, well, I have it, it's, you know, I have it. You take it for granted. Huh? You take it for, don't take Allah's ni'mas for granted. Don't. Don't. Today you may have, tomorrow you may not. How do you preserve what you have? Be thankful through action. Spend from that very ni'mah Allah gave you. You have health, spend from it fi sabilillah. You have wealth, spend from it fi sabilillah. You have skills, spend from it fi sabilillah. This is how you maintain it. This is the maintenance of the ni'mah or of the endowments is by shukr. But shukr is not lip service. Alhamdulillah, that's it. La, you have to couple that. And therefore one of the kings in the old days, he broke one day fasting of Ramadan. Taban, you know, if you break a fasting of Ramadan one day, even if you fast your whole life after that, that's not equivalent, it's not equivalent to that reward of one day in Ramadan. Nothing is equal to one day of Ramadan. Nothing. Well, that's why you all know, though the hadith has weakness, Ibn Khuzaymah authenticated it, لكن allegedly the Prophet ﷺ said, لو تعلم أمتي ما في رمضان, had my ummah know what is in Ramadan, they would have wished that the whole year is Ramadan. Well, the meaning is entailed in many ayat and ahadith. لكن this king broke a fast, king, you know, he broke his fast, he went to the mufti, or al-qadi, whatever, yani. Well, Qadi told him, you need to fast 60 days now consecutively. You broke one day, 60 days. And the king told him, Ajib, why aren't you telling me? Because the sequence in, if someone breaks the fast intentionally is what? First, you free a slave. Second, you fast 60 days. Third, you feed 60 miskeens. And so the king told him, why didn't you tell me free a slave first? Why didn't you tell me feed 60 miskeens? He told him, that's easy for you, man. The whole treasury is under your hand. Huh? The whole country you are is, you know, courtesy for you and your family. If I tell you go free a slave, free 5 slaves, go ahead. We'll break the fast tomorrow, next day, no problem. Huh? If I tell you feed 60 miskeens, you feed 60, you're not working hard for your money. Like you fast 60 days. Huh? So you appreciate that ni'mah. You appreciate that ni'mah. Otherwise there's no appreciation for the ni'mah. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He tells us, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, kutiba alaykum as-siyam. There's so many benefits in you that polishing, that it was made prescribed, it was made obligatory for you because it restricts or restrains, sorry, let me not say restrict, it restrains the instinct, the unpolished instincts within you. Yani, what does that mean? Well, I'll tell you, know, food, مثلا, food. The desire for food. The human being has a set of desires. And Islam does not want the human being to be a slave of the desires. Now, Islam does not tell you don't fulfill your desires that Allah created in you. And Allah created in me this desire to eat, this desire to drink, this desire to get married, the desire to have, the desire to own, the desire. Islam does not tell you that Allah created these desires in you and He will punish you for having them. La. But He created these desires in you, channel them in the right way. What does that mean, yani? That don't be a slave of your stomach. Don't be Mughal bin Asakir or others narrate with their asanid to Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu anhu in his khilafah, yani fi khilafati Ali, as the 4th righteous Khalifa. He is going to one of his bustans or ard. He had a piece of land fil Medina. He used to plant it himself. He got some things and he got some barley. His food, he put some water on the barley and he broke the barley and he ate it. His khadim, Qanbar, told him, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, why are you doing this to you? You're eating all dried barley, rough. He tells him, تَأْسًا لِمَنْ أَدْخَلَهُ بَطْنُهُ النَّارِ. He tells him, loser is the one who goes to Jahannam because of filling his stomach. You fill your stomach with whatever at the end of the day. You see all kinds of food. And if you're eating dal, or you're eating a whole goat, at the end, after 5-10 minutes, the stomach is full. Now go ahead and deal with all the cholesterol with the goat. Dal, you're happy. That's why you see the faqir is always jumping. No problem. No, there's nothing keeping him heavy. طيب. That's one, and that's why حديث ابن حبان في الصحيح النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن المقدام. طبعا الحديث you all know it. Where النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم says ما ملأ ابن آدم وعاء شرا من بطنه. You would not fill anything worse than your stomach. حسبك يا ابن آدم لقيمات. It is enough for you, O son of Adam, mini bites. We've talked about that. يقمن صلبه. If you have to eat, فثلث للطعام وثلث للشراب وثلث. You divide it 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. 1/3 for drink, 1/3 for food, 1/3 for drink, 1/3 for breathing space. Keep this breathing space. Well, maybe I've told you, one of our shuyukh in Al-Azhar, he says when he went to France in the 50s, they gave him a nice cup of orange juice, fresh. He took the whole cup, finished it entirely. One sip. They told him, man, where's the sunnah? He said, this was the first one, give me 2 more. No, over there, you know, in these 50s, you see orange, you take a picture next to the orange, you say, I will see you in Jannah, inshallah, because there's no possibility I will meet you in the dunya. There's no money. Well, that's what it is. Another thing also in this issue of polishing, kutiba alaykum siyam, why it was made obligatory upon you, because it polishes you from inside, such as what? Not just the desire for food, the desire for anger. The desire to be reactive right away, and anger. And notice that's why Nabi sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam tells us, for example, you see the hadith al-sahih, obviously في البخاري, فإن سابه أحد أو شاتمه, if someone slanders him or curses him, الصائم now, what shall he say? فليقل إني امرؤ صائم. I am fasting. What does that mean? Someone is coming and slandering you and cursing you up and down. What do? You tell yourself, don't tell him. Don't tell him, hey, I'm fasting. No, that's not the hadith. The hadith, you tell yourself, I am fasting. Yani you tell, no, he doesn't need to know that you're fasting. No, you're not fasting for him. It's not about him. But you tell yourself, I am fasting. My fasting is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and my fasting for Allah restrains me from following my desire of being angry, being reactive, being excessively it's responsive to these things, etc. Yani one time, I'll tell you, Al-Ahnaf bin Qais, for example, let me finish. Al-Ahnaf bin Qais, one of the people in the Arab old, in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was around it. He was the head of his tribe. Yani, what do you mean the head of his tribe? If someone is the head of his tribe, if he's angry, there's 5,000-6,000 swords that are angry with him. There's not just one. No, he's the head of the tribe. You anger him, you angered 6,000 swords. You got 6,000 swords angry, at least. Father, a man comes to him, he slanders him. He slanders him. Al-Ahnaf doesn't pay attention to him. He says to him, Iyaka yani tara, I mean you. He says, yeah, and you I ignore. You, I mean you, and you I ignore. Yani, in other words, you're not worthy of being dignified with my answer anyway. Go. Oh, the poet Ibn Abi Dunya al-Hafidh mentions fil Ishraf on someone, his name is Mahmoud al-Warraq, he says, Inni ghafartu li shatimi, I forgive the one who slanders me, I forgive him my slander. Wa ghafartu dhaka lahu ala ilmi. And I forgive him excessively. بل شكرته بأن أبان لي يدا. I actually thank him that he allowed me لما أبان بجهله حلمي, that he gave me an opportunity to practice my patience and forgiveness. He allowed me the chance. I'm thanking him. Not only I'm forgiving him that he slandered me. La, la, la. I am thanking him for giving me the opportunity to practice patience and forgiveness. Otherwise, how can I practice them? نعم أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله.
تبسم تبسم وخل الهموم وخل الغموم وخل الضجر.